It's a beautiful day and you're listening to your number one station, RX Radio. My name is Fatboy. Hey, how are you doing? I hope you're ready for Christmas and also ready for the new year. The new year is just about almost a week away.
Yeah.
So you need to be prepared for it. And one of the best ways to prepare for the new year is to reflect on the year that has passed and see what lessons you learned from it and take stock of how those lessons have contributed to your growth. So, Olive, I ask you this today. What lessons have you learned in 2022 and have they made you grow in any way?
Oh, yes, I have learned so many things this year. But the one thing that stands out the most is that closed mouths do not feed. So if you keep quiet or you keep silent about anything, you're not going to get the results that you need. So learn to speak up and learn to represent yourself, because you alone knows where you want to be, the things you need and the things that afflict you. So learn to speak.
Okay, but can you be more specific? You're being a bit vague.
No, I'm not being...
So, okay, for me personally, obviously, I guess especially like, when you're running a business and stuff like that, there are lessons you learn every day on that front. You learn different ways of doing things. And for example, one thing that I've learned this year in business is that people like to see things as well as to hear things, which is now why here at RX Radio, you can now see what we are doing.
We finally accepted that we needed to get out there.
Yeah, we adapted with the times. We adapted with the times, so now you can see our beautiful faces. Hers is more beautiful than mine, clearly. But you can now see us, and we be here jazzing our stuff and having a good time.
You can put face to the voices, finally.
Yes. So that's, we have grown in that way. On a personal note, though, of course, as you know, I became a father this year. So obviously, there's a lot I still have to learn.
Of course.
But the way in which I have changed is that I think I look at the world more differently. I feel like now I have a role to play in making the world a better place.
And
I didn't care about the world for my sake, but now that I have someone that bears my name, I must try my best to make the world a better place for her.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Fatboy has become a motivational speaker. And this is the beginning of his TED Talk. Continue.
Of course, I know I'm not going to solve all of the world's problems, but I don't know. I mean, you have girls, so you're a girl yourself.
Yeah, but I honestly understand you. And for me, this is my concept when it comes to new parents. I do not over-advise because I know that we all learn on the job.
You want us to make our mistakes and learn from them?
Yes, I will tell you a few things here and there when it is necessary. But I feel like every parent should be given the opportunity to learn on the job, to enjoy it without feeling like they are following a certain standard that was put in place by an unknown person. And I like the raw feelings that come with it. So, because every time you talk about Suhana, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
parenting changes you.
Yes, I mean, I have a lot of pride in her. I mean, she hasn't done anything yet. All she does is sleep all day.
Yes.
And although at night she's quite active. But that's all she does, and yet I look at her and I feel proud. Look at this.
This is mine. I did this. I made this. I hear you. And by the way, I'm very, very happy for you. I am really happy for you.
Thank
and
you.
It was about time. At least on this program, you've shared several times that you have never been against having a child. And I don't know why people that have listened to you for years even thought that you don't want to have kids.
I keep seeing that, like on social media, they say, "Oh, finally, he has surrendered. Ladies, we have won. Finally, boy child down." And I'm like, down how? I mean, I always expressed interest in having a child.
Children. No, I think they're saying boy child down in the sense that you now have a daughter, and believe it or not, Yes, I saw you posting some boy child ambassador quote from some Kenyan lady. We like to call such women pick-me's, the ladies that like to speak in a way that is acceptable to a certain group of men so that they sound different from the rest of us. And those ladies at the core are bitter and angry and lonely. So don't be naive. They want to be picked. That's why we call them pick-me's.
So you think the boy child movement can't have female voices? I mean, the girl child movement has male voices. There's lots of male feminists.
No.
So can't there be female meninists?
The boy child movement needs women, but in what sense? I am a mother of a son, and I believe that there are rights men need to have as just like women have. For instance, most people think that men are machines, that men do not have emotions, that men do not get hurt. But then men actually go through so much at some point, as in I can never be a man. I don't know how to be a man. That's why I don't also want a man to put down what a woman goes through, because you can never be a woman. So my concept is this: why don't we just respect each other in our respective sexes? You're a man, I'm a woman. I can't be you, you can't be me. Don't put me down as a woman, and I won't put you down as a man.
Now who's the motivational speaker? It's you. But yeah, and even some vociferous feminists have found themselves scratching their heads when their sons, they now have grown sons, and they run afoul of many of the policies that they advocated for as feminists. For example, there was a wave of rape allegations on college campuses. And feminists made a lot of noise about it, and so policies were instituted to make it so that as long as a girl reported to the school administration that she had been assaulted or she had been raped, that would be enough for the school to dismiss the boy or to expel him.
Yes.
And yet, if what he is being accused of is a criminal offense, then surely it's only fair that he's subjected to due process.
Yes.
So treat the allegation as a criminal offense, invite police to investigate and determine whether or not the rape took place, and then either press charges or something. But for the school to just do it themselves to just expel a boy without having gone through the due process of establishing guilt or innocence seemed very unfair. And so one feminist found her son being accused of sexual assault. And she was like, but my sweet
and as
boy,
a parent,
my boy,
your son,
he showed me the text messages.
Yes.
This girl has been hounding him. She has been disturbing him, threatening him. She's lying. And everyone's like, but hey, you said believe all women.
and
So,
that's why
we now believe the victim. Your son is guilty. Sorry.
And it takes you to sometimes just be a parent to a boy to know that men have been dealt a rough blow, actually. And for me, this is the case. If a girl says she has been raped, do not say she's lying, but at the same time, don't say she is right. Like you said, do due process, investigate, and if all the evidence points to the boy having done it, then so be it. Let him, be served. Let justice be served. But don't just say because she's a girl, then she's right. It is not okay. That's why the other time when we were talking about sexual harassment, I said it is wrong for people in authority, men, to use that power to manipulate women. But also, if a girl decides to, what do you call that thing? If I come on to you, to seduce a man of authority to get something, and it is proved that she's initiated it, she did it, she should also be held accountable. Both of us should be held accountable. That's what I kept saying.
I remember you saying that, although for me, I would see it differently, because if, I'm in position of authority. If someone came looking for a job and she decided she would try to offer herself to me physically in exchange for a job, I wouldn't think I was being harassed.
But now
I'd be like, look at this poor...
But that is your mindset.
This poor soul.
There are a few men, even if you disagree, that are disgusted by such behavior. Now, such men that are disgusted need their time in court.
The problem is,
justice.
Here's what happens: is they offer themselves, and then when they don't get the job after, then they say harassment.
But why did
I was harassed.
But boy, I don't want to open a can of worms, but you know what I mean. So yeah, everyone deserves to be respected. Boys and girls, they need to be listened to. And women need to understand that the life of a man is hard. For instance, I can be broke. But if I have a boyfriend that has some money, I may not feel it as a guy who is broke, because
not even a boyfriend.
For a man,
admirers.
For a man, if he's broke, he's broke. That's it. Except if his parents have some money and they're okay with giving him some money. But for a girl, you can't be broke and then an admirer or a boyfriend, someone may throw you a bone sometimes, which is totally different for a boy child. And even when we look at jobs, there are men that are out there risking their lives every single day to take care of their families. Talk about border men. They don't work for only themselves. They work for their moms. They work for their kids. Talk about taxi drivers, truck drivers, men on building construction sites.
Wow, we have a boy child advocate here.
The advocacy.
Or are you also just lonely and depressed and miserable?
I'm not lonely, depressed.
And you're, what is it? You said pick me?
I am not a pick-me. When the women I don't agree with, the pick-me's are these ones. Why should a man give you manners if you don't have hands? Those are pick-me's. But I recognize the effort men put in, the hard work. And I feel like everyone should recognize that.
Indeed, they should. And that serves as a very important lesson that you have learnt in 2023, 2022, and clearly you have grown from it. So I congratulate you, my dear.
Oh, yeah.